Hey everyone, welcome to SmashBoxxTV episode nothing right now. I'm going to be your host, Johnny V. As you can probably hear by the audio quality, it's really echoey in here. For those of you that didn't know, we're not having a podcast tonight because we had a little issue in the studio. You can see the our backdrop right there, and all the computer equipment. Because what you can't see, there you can, is we had a water issue in the studio. Thankfully, nothing got harmed. As you can see, everything we have, it's a little trick for everybody. Put your stuff on minis, they slide. Well, we have everything up and out of the way, and just making sure everything's not near the ground because we don't want any water issues. I thought of that ahead of time. Smart me. One of the few smart things I've done. But honestly, it just, we had some really epic rainfall this weekend in Wisconsin, for those of you that were around, and it just backed up the sewers. We had a clog in our sewer, so things started to come back up. It was pretty gross at times. And it just got under the carpet and took care of the pad. These pads are still wet, which is why I'm wearing flip-flops. And so today, my wife took care of one half of the studio, her half, where she has all of her knitting and all that other stuff. And after work, I took care of some of the rest here. The rest of it's pretty stuck on, and I've got a scraper over here that I'm going to use to get it up. And then we're going to be probably redoing the studio flooring. It's, it sucks. It really does, because I don't think any of it's going to be covered by insurance. So, I mean, the carpet was nasty and old as it was. It was here when we moved into this house 15 years ago. It predates Smashbox, that's for sure. And we always kind of wanted to replace the flooring. I just wanted to do it on my own terms and not Mother Nature's. So it might be a couple weeks before we have another show down here. Now, the good thing is, as I've mentioned a few times, for the most part, I have virtualized the entire setup. Oh, thanks, Adam. That's not why I'm here, is to beg for money. Trust me, although we do appreciate it, and thanks to all of our patrons, a portion of your money is going to be going to remodeling the studio. I virtualized some things. So ultimately, I tested today while at work, and it seems like the virtualization is going to work out. So we are still obviously going to be able to have hopefully game night and Smashbox on Tuesdays. And I'm just hoping to get this all finished up by early January when the Pro Tour starts. Although I virtualized that too, just in case. So tomorrow I'm actually going to be scraping this up, wiping up the floors, cleaning everything down here, and trying to make sure that we have a workable studio. Because I can set the studio back up before we get new flooring in here, because it's just concrete. So I think I should be able to get some things set up. It's not going to be nearly what I want, but just going to have to figure it out. I'm hoping, I've got some people coming in the next couple of weeks. They're backed up as well, just to double check that we didn't, I need to get a dehumidifier in here too, to make sure that the drywall didn't pick up any water, because that's the last thing you want is mold. And so I'm going to have to check that out. Hopefully, it doesn't look like it's very wet, but there's some spots I can't see. And I think the water was coming in from more than just one place, actually, which isn't good either. First time in 15 years that we've owned this house, this basement has been bone dry. And then this weekend, all hell breaks loose. My calves are killing me because I hiked this laundry room area. I'm going to show you real quick. Right here is where it was coming up. And those are pool pumps, because I went out and bought 2 pool pumps and just ran a hose right out the window and just started pumping like it was no tomorrow. And this shop vac, I think I filled that up with water probably 30 to 40 times and hiked up this flight of stairs and dumped the water as far away from the house as I could. Yesterday I thought, oh wow, I must be in better shape than I thought, because I wasn't too sore. And then today when I tried to get out of bed, I realized how sore I really was. But I'm feeling much better now. It was just one calf. Must be like my push-off calf, my non-disc golfing calf. So that's kind of the status of where we're at for Smashbox. Not a big deal. Again, no major damage to equipment. Everything is hunky-dory. It's just a matter of getting things cleaned up and getting things back on track. So Terry might be remote for a few weeks, but we can handle that. I don't need Terry near me anyway. The further he is away, the better, right? It's kind of the motto. And yeah, that's kind of really all I got right now. I saw a couple chats come in, so I just want to thank everybody. And again, once again, thanks to all the Patreon supporters. Because of you, this is going to hurt just a little less. I don't know I might not know for a few weeks what it's going to cost me. Lynn says, sorry to see that GV flooding is the worst. Hoping you'll be happy in the long run when you see the new flooring come in. Yeah, me too. My wife and I are still debating what we want to do. Because it's echoey right now because there's nothing in here. But also because we have the concrete floor. We always had carpet in here. So I don't know. I kind of like hardwood. Because I don't ever want to have to deal with this again. Even though we might not live here for another 2 years. I don't know. But my wife wants carpet. So we're at an impasse at this point. But we got a few weeks to figure that out. Carpet is so much quieter and it's more comfortable and warmer. But it's also carpet. So you have Kai's, Johnny. I don't know what that means, Christopher Lenz. Kai's. Tile. Oh, so you have tile. Or do I have kids? Yes, I have kids. I have 2 kids upstairs. I've got a 10-year-old and a 8-year-old. And they're both in bed right now. I think my 10-year-old might be still reading. But when I was up there, I literally just ripped out these 2 big chunks right here in the middle and right here on the ground where this blue was. And it was soaking wet. So I was drenched in yucky rainwater and possibly some sewer water. I don't know for sure. I think it was just rainwater mostly, but I jumped right in the shower afterwards. And then I was like, oh, look. No, the house does not have a sump pump. It's an older house. It just literally has, a drain tile in the basement. And again, we had been blessed for 15 years where we were just kind of immune to all this stuff. But, you get that. Eventually it hits everybody, I feel like. So no, if it was a sump pump issue, it would have been covered by insurance. But because this is a natural thing, it was not covered by it. It's probably not going to be covered by insurance. I've got an insurance guy going to call tomorrow, which is one of the reasons why I left a little bit of the padding because it is soaked. And the rest of the stuff is on our back kind of concrete patio, which we're going to get everything. Tom McManus is telling me carpet would be the way to go. I kind of agree, but I could do hardwood or that laminate, that stick-on laminate, and then put a rug over it to help absorb some of the sound. Maybe some audio, some of that audio padding, noise dampening stuff in order to get on that. So he says carpet for the kids. Honestly, the kids don't come down here. It used to be a family room before SmashBoxx. The TV was mounted right here. The previous owners before us had this old cable run, this RCA and composite and component cable, run back to way over here where my stereo is. But never ran an HDMI because it didn't exist 15 years ago when he built this basement. So it's been kind of useless because who uses component and composite anymore? And I've tried to pull it through on my own, and it just doesn't work. I think I'd have to cut a hole or 2 in the wall, which, if there is some problem with the drywall, I will do that. I will run 2 or 3 HDMI cables from there over to here. So it used to be a family room, but the studio really took this area, and my wife took over that area for her knitting and all that other good fun stuff. Got a little bookshelf over there. I've debated whether or not I want to reorganize the basement now. So we'll figure it out. If SmashBoxx Studios is going to change locations, I like it over there because over here we have a lower portion of the ceiling, and it is, I've hit my head on it before because I'm 6'6" and this is about 6'4". So I've bumped my head on that once or twice. So it makes sense for it just to be over there. Plus it's a little darker over here. There's less lights. Over there is where there's more lights. Now, granted, I don't need a lot of lights because we have those new awesome Elgato key lights that work out really well. So I debated whether or not Terry and I would sit over here and we'd hang the backdrop and kind of do it old school, or if we'd sit over on this side and the equipment would be over there, the camera and stuff, but I don't know yet. This side just makes way more sense. I don't know, guys. We're going to figure this out. We'll get through it. I guess no better time than now. Corona stuff. My wife's home all the time, except for tomorrow when I'm home with the kids. Yeah, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And yes, we will have Smashbox. We're going to do a back-to-back game night and Smashbox, assuming I can get the game night stuff set up. But yeah, we'll get that figured out. I haven't tested game night remotely, so that might be something different and interesting. And but we're going to do Smashbox then Thursday night as well. Yeah, thanks, Hannah. Appreciate it. It is sad. It's unfortunate. It's a lot of work, a lot of backbreaking work. So to all the remodelers out there, man, shout out to them. Granted, they probably don't. Well, I'm sure they do deal with soaking wet carpet pads and stuff. But yeah, 2020, man, hits us all in some way. This is how it got us. It could be worse. Always look on the bright side. I'm going to get a nice new flooring for the basement, maybe some new walls. Who knows? Maybe they'll just take the bottom foot off if there's a little bit of mold or a little bit of wetness. I don't know. So we'll see. So Smashbox on Thursday night, probably right after game night. We'll get all that started. If there's going to be a game night, I'm 50-50 on that this week. So we might just do Smashbox on Thursday night. And then back to it like we always do. Because that's what we do. And we soldier on and all that other good fun stuff. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you guys on Thursday for Smashbox and game night. Have a good night, and I got to figure out how to stop this. Is it these buttons down here? No, it must be this X. It's the X right up here in the corner. All right, see you guys later.